In sequence and series, we have studied linear recurrences with constant coefficients can be solved by changing them into characteristic equations, and in some cases, those sequences, they turned out to be periodic sequences. Now we'll use the same fundamental here for functional equations, but before getting onto that, we'll quickly recap the steps to solve recurrence using characteristic equation. So if we have a linear recurrence which is given by a n plus 1, and this is equal to c a n minus d a n minus 1, then we have seen that we can convert it to a characteristic equation by choosing a n as r to the power n. So this equation, it becomes r to the power n plus 1 c r to the power n minus d r to the power n minus 1. And if we divide everything with r to the power n minus 1, it becomes this quadratic equation r square minus cr plus d equals to 0. Now discriminant is c square minus 4d. Depending on this d, we had three solutions. First, when c square minus 4d is greater than 0, then the roots are real and distinct. So r1, r2, they are real and distinct. And there, this solution, it used to be a r1 to the power n plus b r2 to the power n. So this solution, it was exponential, which either diverges or decays depending on r1 and r2. Then we had the second case when the roots were real and equal. So r1 equals r2 equals r, and they are real roots. There, this an, it was a plus bn into r to the power n, which is a polynomial growth. And then we had this third case when c square minus 4d is less than 0. There, the roots were complex conjugates. So there, the roots were, say, rho e to the power plus minus iota theta. And this is a case of bounded oscillations. Now, this third case is the case which is a candidate for periodic functions. So our periodic functions, they'll come from this third case. And the solution to this, it was written as an equals rho to the power n a cos n theta plus b sin n theta. Now, what would make this recurrence a periodic recurrence? So there are three things. The first thing is the modulus of both the roots, they must be 1. So this rho, it must be 1. So when rho is 1, that means both the roots, they lie on a unit circle, and therefore they are bounded. So we'll need this condition that the roots are bounded. Either it will be damped oscillations or diverging oscillations. And when we set rho as 1, then we know that product of roots lambda 1 into lambda 2, it is equal to d. And lambda 1 into lambda 2 is rho square. It will give us this d, it is equal to 1. So the first condition is this characteristic equation with leading coefficient 1 must have its constant term as 1. So that's our first condition. Now, second condition is obviously this condition for complex roots. So c square minus 4d should be less than 0. And since d is 1, so c square minus 4 is less than 0, or mod of c is less than 2. So this will give us oscillations or oscillatory conditions. Now, every oscillation, it's not periodic. So now we have to think what will make it periodic. And for that, we'll need this third condition. These oscillations, they must close in a finite cycle. What do we mean by that? Say, for example, we have theta equals pi by 2. Then when n is 1, it'll be pi by 2. When n is 2, it'll be pi. When n is 3, it is 3 pi by 2. And when n is 4, it is 2 pi. Now when n is 5, again it'll be pi by 2. So this loop or these oscillations, they close in a finite cycle. And these oscillations, they close in a finite cycle if this theta upon pi, it is a rational number. It belongs to Q. And its fundamental period, T, will be given by 2 pi by theta. So let us take up an example. Say, for example, we have a recurrence where C is 1 and D is 1. Then we can write R square minus R plus 1 equals 0. Then this R will be 1 plus minus root 3 iota upon 2. Now we can write this as e to the power plus minus iota pi by 3. So D is 1. Roots are complex conjugate, or its capital D is minus 3 less than 0. And theta is pi by 3. And theta upon pi is 1 by 3, which is rational. So this recurrence, it is periodic, and its period is given by 2 pi upon pi by 3, which is 6. Let us take another example. Say, for example, we are given a sequence a n plus 1 equals minus a n minus 1. Now again, taking a n as r to the power n, we'll get r square equals minus 1, or r equals plus or minus iota, or e to the power plus minus iota pi by 2. So again, d is 1, discriminant is minus 4, and theta here is pi by 2, and theta upon pi is 1 by 2, which is rational. So this recurrence, it is periodic, and its period is 2 pi upon pi by 2, which is 4. Now if we look at this sequence, suppose the first two values are a0 and a1, then a2, it will be minus a0, and then a3 will be minus a1. Now a4 will be minus of minus a0. There will be a0, then again a1, minus a0, minus a1. So this sequence, it repeats after 4 cycles, and therefore it is a periodic sequence with period 4. Now how do we use this to find period of functional equations? Now so far so good, but the obvious question is, how do we use all this for functional equations? So if we have a functional equation which is written as, suppose, f x plus 2a minus c f x plus a plus d f x equals to 0 for any a greater than 0. Now this is true for all x belongs to R. Now what we'll do is, we'll fix one starting point say R, and we define an as f R plus na, where n belongs to z. Now we can write this recurrence as a2 minus ca1 plus dA0 equals 0. Now in this, if we replace x with x plus a, we'll get this as f x plus 3a minus c f x plus 2a plus d f x plus a equals 0. So it'll become a3 minus ca2 plus d a1 equals to 0. And with iteration, we can clearly write this is an plus 2 minus c an plus 1 plus dan, it is equal to 0. So what we have done here is we are not solving it for real numbers. We have split the real line into disjoint arithmetic orbits. And in each orbit, this functional equation is nothing more than an ordinary sequence recurrence. And once we have this equation, we can find its characteristic equation. It will be r square minus cr plus d equals to 0. And from here, we can check if the function is periodic or not periodic. So let us take up an example. Say, for example, we are given this functional equation fx plus 1 plus fx minus 1, and it is equal to 0 for all x belongs to R. Now here we can let an as f r plus n. So we'll get this recurrence an plus 1 plus an minus 1 equals 0. And its characteristic equation will be r square plus 1 equals to 0. And we have solved this recurrence. We know this r, it is plus minus e to the power iota pi by 2. So d is 1. Roots are complex imaginary. And theta upon pi is 1 by 2, which is rational. So the period of this function, it will be 2 pi upon theta, which is 4. So this function, it is periodic with period 4. And we can check this also. So we have fx plus 1 plus fx minus 1 equals to 0. Now, if we replace x with x plus 1, we can write fx plus 2 plus fx equals 0. Now here we'll replace x with x plus 2. We can write fx plus 4 plus f x plus 2 equals 0. Now we'll subtract first from second. It'll cancel. We'll get fx plus 4 will be equal to fx. So this function is periodic with period 4. Let us take another example. Suppose we are given fx plus 1 plus fx minus 1, and this is equal to root 2 fx. Now what I'll do is I'll write the characteristic equation directly. So it'll be this r square plus 1 equals root 2r, or r square minus root 2r plus 1 equals to 0. Now clearly d is 1. Now discriminant is 2 minus 4 minus 2 less than 0. Roots are root 2 plus minus root 2 iota upon 2. So it will be 1 by root 2 plus minus 1 by root 2 iota, which is e to the power plus minus iota pi by 4. Now pi upon theta, it is rational. So this function is periodic, and its period is 2 pi by theta, and theta here is pi by 4 with period 8. So this function is periodic with period 8. Another common variation of this question is when we have fx plus 1 plus fx minus 1 equals root 3 fx. Now here this equation, it will be r square minus root 3r plus 1 equals to 0. Now here r will be root 3 plus minus iota upon 2, which is e to the power plus minus iota pi by 6. So here theta is pi by 6, and there this period will be 2 pi upon pi by 6, and there will be simply 12. Now we could have solved this question by making substitution, and I'll demonstrate here how to solve it if we are only using substitutions. Now the question is, if a periodic function fx satisfies the equation fx plus 1 plus fx minus 1 equals root 3 fx, and the period of this function is 4 lambda, we need to find lambda. Now there are two ways to solve this question. One way is to solve it rigorously, where we'll try and first eliminate this root 3 part, and then we'll somehow prove fx plus t equals fx. Now in this equation, what we'll do is we'll replace x with x plus 1. So we'll write fx plus 2 plus fx will be root 3 fx plus 1. And again, we'll replace x with x plus 1. So we'll get fx plus 3 plus fx plus 1 will be root 3 fx plus 2. Now here we'll put the value of fx plus 2 in this equation. So we can write fx plus 3 will be equal to root 3. And here will be this root 3 fx plus 1 minus fx minus fx plus 1. So it will be this fx plus 3, and this is 3fx plus 1 minus fx plus 1, which is 2fx plus 1 minus root 3 fx. Now it all makes sense because we have root 3 fx, which we can write fx plus 1 plus fx minus 1. So we can write fx plus 3 will be 2fx plus 1 and then minus fx plus 1 minus fx minus 1. So we'll get this as fx plus 3 will be equal to fx plus 1 minus fx minus 1. Now clearly we need fx, so we'll replace x with x plus 1. So it will be this fx plus 4. It is f x plus 2 minus fx. Now we'll try and cancel x plus 2 and x plus 4. So we can write f x plus 6. So here we'll replace x with x plus 2. It will be f x plus 4 minus f x plus 2. And if we add them, it'll cancel. This will also cancel. We'll get f x plus 6 equals minus fx. Now we have to make it plus fx. We'll replace x with x plus 6. You can write fx plus 12 will be equal to minus f x plus 6, and it is minus fx. So from here we can say fx plus 12 is equal to fx. So this function is periodic, and the period of this function is 12. So it says period is 4 lambda. So 4 lambda is equal to 12. That means value of lambda is 3. So answer to this question is value of lambda is 3. So here also we get t equals 12. Now this characteristic equation method, it is much simpler, and these characteristic roots, they predict the cycle before the algebra is performed.